I don't know what we were thinking. We actually went shopping on Black Friday. There was a mall adjacent to the hotel we were at. No, we went right when they were open. There were places where they were 60% off, and so deals were good. And here's the thing. The White House now, because Joe Biden is tanking in certain numbers, particularly with the economy, the White House is pushing back, and they're saying, hey, the economy's not that bad. Look at Black Friday. It was really, really good. But the number one topic where, we were out and about with Peter and his family down there, the number one topic people would talk to us about is just how much stuff costs. We're very concerned about world events, but the impact of bread and butter issues to the president, it's going to take its toll when you look at, groceries up 20%.
They don't want him talking about
as well.
They don't want him talking about Bidenomics anymore because of this, because groceries are up, electricity's up 24%. If you're listening on radio, gas is up 50% from where it was, and then plumbing and heating. This is what no one talks about. Your utility bills that you get at home.
100%.
And so no one talks about that. They just talk about gas in the car. Forget it. People look at it and they say, what happened?
Right.
They call the gas company. They go, no, that's the price now.
The problem, Ainsley, is that the White House keeps explaining to American people what the reality is.
Right.
Think about folks are traveling to the grocery store to try to prepare dinner for Thanksgiving. It's up 20%. Then you got the gas bill, traveling to see your loved one. That's up by 48%. Then you got a house full, and then the electricity is already up. And they're saying, well, that's not true. We know better.
Right. It can be very stressful, especially if you're a parent and you have 2 or 3 children. You're worried about saving enough to put them in college. Then you're also worried about now, so many people are worried about just putting a little bit of gas in their car or putting food on the table. And there was a woman, she's from Pennsylvania, her name's Mackenzie Moan, and she's already received more than 1.5 million views because she posted this video on TikTok, and she was very emotional about how expensive it is to just live a normal life. She has a great job. She's a full-time nurse. Her husband has a great job, and it's still not enough. We can all relate to that, right? Listen.
I feel like my husband and I are doing everything right. We both have good jobs. I'm a nurse. I'm a registered nurse. I work full-time. He works full-time. We just got paid this past Friday, right? We paid the mortgage, bought some groceries, put some gas in the car. And guys, it is Tuesday, and we have like $200 or $300 to last us until next Friday.
Yes. And she's expressing the same thing people all across the country are talking about. I was at the grocery store yesterday. Pot roast is close to $10 a pound. So a 3-pound pot roast is $30. Not that long ago, it used to be $9, or $8 or $9, and it's so expensive. The guy next to me at the ShopRite in suburban New Jersey was talking about how now when he goes to the grocery store, he goes home with 2 bags of groceries, and it's $100. And it used to be 2 bags for $50. And so ultimately, they're not blaming anything, but a lot of people are blaming Joe Biden. It's like things were cheaper before things got so expensive.
Yeah, it's if you have a family member, you know what it feels like. These folks are working, and they're just short. They're just short because
it's all self-inflicted because of our policy when it comes to oil and gas. They want the windmills and solar panels to provide everything, and they're not there yet. And the windmills have been totally ineffective to this point, and they don't want to do nuclear, even though there's huge progress on these small nuclear power plants that have gone into state after state. But there's such a hard time with regulation with them. So we don't want to do anything to make people's lives better. We want to do things that seem to be agenda-driven, and people aren't into the agenda-driven stuff.
To their ideology, and people expected, middle-class Joe to be a little bit of different on the policy, but folks are living paycheck to paycheck. We had Mackenzie on the program yesterday. This is what she had to say about that.
I'm just glad that my voice was unintentionally empowering to people to speak out and say, me too, and, share that we're all in the same situation with the economy and the price of groceries and gas. And, just the struggle of middle-class America, where we're working our butts off and we feel like we have nothing to show for it. Prior to COVID, I was working as a correctional officer at one of the state prisons, and we did not struggle as much as we do now. And I make more than I did then now.
So
Your dollar doesn't go far.
No, it's
doesn't
so
go
true.
as far.
You know, Ainsley, I spent some time with Sean for the holiday, Thanksgiving, because I had the show the next day. Hannity. So we're in the grocery store, and everyone's coming up to us saying, do you think something is going to change? They're looking at the grocery.
Sean said more people recognized you than they did him.
No, that's not true. That's not true. But they were so upset with the state of the country, and some of these people aren't like just strong Republicans.
Yeah.
These are independent voters. They live in New York City, and they're saying, like, do you think this election will be the election that turns this around?
Well, the thing about Mackenzie that is so potent and struck a chord with so many people is because she said, look, we make a good living. We have money to pay the gas and, you know, the mortgage, and we can buy some groceries. But that's it. And now we're heading toward Christmas, and she's got kids. Where is the money for the gifts going to come from? And that's why, you know, the White House has really got to get ahead of this, and they got to dig themselves out of this very deep hole, because while the White House and their economists say, you know, the numbers are better, maybe that's true, but people don't feel.
You know, I don't need to see a bar graph. I don't need to see a pie chart. The fact that Fox anchors have to shop together. Like later, I was told I have to shop with Brett Baer.
Yeah.
And we have to pick out groceries together. Who do you have to shop with, Ainsley? You had Sandra Smith? You and Sandra Smith have to pool your money together in order to shop. That is the big story. Put that on TikTok.
But I'm so glad that Rachel interviewed her, and I'm so glad that she told her story, because it shouldn't be that way in America. If you're a registered nurse, I always thought nurses made a lot of money. Yeah. So, and that just shows you. It looked like they had 2 children in that picture that we were putting up. So if you pay for your kids, you have a full-time great job, your husband has a great full-time job, and it's still not enough to make ends meet. That should not happen in our country.
Because that's the American dream. I'm going to go out, I'm going to get a job, we're going to have a family, we're going to make some money, and now she's crying.
And everything's going up now. My sister's rent went up $300 a month. She's a school teacher. That's a lot of money that most school teachers can't afford.
But Bidenomics is working.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhardt. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.